And welcome back to the PSN Commanders Network. It's your boy Tone, A Tech, back with another video. AGTG, I don't know, man. All glory to the Lord, man. Shout out to the Lord. Oh, I had a crazy day today, but we'll talk about that on another day. If you want to talk about that, you can find me on Instagram at Protest Sports Network _. You want to talk about that. We got a special guest. Y'all know who this guy is. One guy, no introduction, but if they don't know who you are, Mr. Louis T, you can introduce yourself to the world.
What's going on, everybody? It's your man Louis T, host of the Louis T Network. Just here kicking it with Tones, talking Commanders football. Lots to talk about, man. Josh Harris spoke today. Miles Garrett requested a trade. Cooper Kupp's on the trade block. I mean,
There's a lot to talk about. Yeah, for
there's
sure.
a lot of topics that we can jump into. So I appreciate you having me on as always, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro. I already know. Let's start with that. Let's start with the things that happened today. So Miles Garrett requested a trade, said he wants to win. Not about a new contract. He just tired of losing with the Browns. And I see a lot of tweets on Twitter. I wish to give up this and this and this and this and da 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 and sell the farm and your boy what's the bro name Linda Whitnam. He was talking crayon trading Frankie Louvu. What up? All right, look here. But what are your thoughts on his trade request? Do you think that the Browns would adhere to it? And what would you give up for Miles Garrett?
So right now, their GM Andrew Berry has been adamant that they're not trading him. He said that if he was offered 2 first-round picks, he still wouldn't trade Miles Garrett. And he said you could put that on the record. So right now, it seems highly unlikely that he gets dealt. And he doesn't have any leverage. He's under contract for 2 more seasons. The NFL is set up so that the team has all the power in these types of situations. We saw guys like Trey Hendrickson and Jamar Chase last year balk at their situations, demand a trade in the case of Trey Hendrickson, only to play the entire season, ball out, but not get what he was looking for. Jamar Chase, same thing, thought he was going to get a deal. He didn't. He sat out of summer training camp, and he didn't even practice a couple of the days leading up to the first game of the season, but he played, and he played all season and played well. But it just goes back to the point of you don't have any leverage. If you're under contract, the team holds all the cards, and unless they decide that they want to trade you or they don't want to deal with the mess that you might be creating because you want out, I just don't see him getting dealt. But that said, if somehow the Browns come around and they're like, okay, he doesn't want to be here, we don't want to hold him hostage, and they do decide to deal him, I do think it's going to take 2 ones to get him. Now, I don't think it'll take more than 2 ones and possibly like a second or 2 ones and a 4 or something of that.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. But I don't see. I've seen trade packages where it's like a 1, 2, or a 4, something like that. I just don't see the Browns giving him up for anything less than 2 ones. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I think his value is like 2 ones max. If it's like a 1 and a 2 and a player, also I also see that too. Like it depends where they're picking in the first round too. Like
facts. Like if for us we're picking 29th, like that's a borderline second round pick. So it's going to take a little bit more than that, and then another back end of the second round pick that's almost like a third round pick. You see what I'm saying? Like those aren't necessarily like it's draft capital, and that helps, but it's not as appetizing as maybe another team might be able to offer, or I might want a little bit more. Exactly.
Like the Bears, like I heard some Bears like, "Oh, trade for Miles Garrett." Yeah, that's more enticing for them because for the Browns, they had the 9th pick in the draft.
Right.
Even with Miles Garrett, you add Montez Sweat and all that next year. Are they going to be a great team next year? Probably not. So it might be a top 20 pick in the draft. You know what I'm saying? So
you never know.
You never know. You never know until you find out, right? But I wouldn't think he would want to go to Chicago anyway. But that was just hypothetical.
Yeah.
For me, I think 2-1s is a sweet spot. Give us first round pick this year, one next year, maybe a 5 or something like that.
A swapping of some picks or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
You might get Myles Garrett in a 5th, and you give up 2 1s and a 4 or something like that. I think that's about adequate value. Would I trade for Myles Garrett? Yeah, I would, because he's an absolute animal, and that will be the missing piece of the puzzle on defense. But also, got some other needs. So wide receiver 2, maybe left tackle if you don't like Brandon Coleman. That explosive back that you're looking for, to team with B-Rob and you know what I'm saying? We need a sound. We got our Knuckles, got our Tails. We need a Sonic. We need a trio. I want a trio back. That's just me, because I want to be able to rotate these backs in and out. No one gets hurt. Everyone stays fresh. But yeah, it's tough, because Myles Garrett that's a huge get for anyone. As long as Philly don't get him,
Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot. As long
as Philadelphia don't get him, we're cool.
Yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, he is a true generational talent and a guy that can definitely move the needle for sure. And even if you're giving up a couple of first round picks, again, what are you getting at 29? Are you getting Myles Garrett at 29?
No, absolutely not.
And you can still do everything you need to do as far as getting a receiver in free agency, a tackle in the 2nd round, or a running back in the 4th round that adds speed. And you can still do a lot of those things. One pick isn't going to kill you this year and another pick next year. Do you want to give that stuff up? No. But if you're getting a guy like Myles Garrett, it's worth it. So
I completely agree. I'm looking forward to what's going on, big dog. What's up, bro?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't see them move. Well, if you're the Browns, I think you should. They're kind of in on this topic, because you're going to stink. You're bad.
They don't see it that way, because you think about it.
They got this
The
talent.
NFL is set up for parity. We were 4-13 last year, and we went 12-5 this year. Think about the Browns. They went 3-14 this year. They were 11, 12 win team the year before, made the playoffs with 4 different quarterbacks. So
they did win 11 games with 4 different quarterbacks. That's true.
And so
he's a heck of a coach. So
exactly. So you're sitting there at number 2, and if you get Shedeur Sanders or you get Cam Ward, and you could turn it around just like that. And it's going to be harder to do that without Myles Garrett. Whereas if you got Myles Garrett and that quarterback is able to be dropped into that mix, they still got talent on that team. They still got Njoku. They still got Jerry Jeudy. They still got, all of those guys that they've acquired, and they think they, can make some noise if they get the right quarterback in there. So I get what you're saying from the standpoint of what y'all really about to do, like get something for this man and keep it pushing. But at the same time, they're thinking, no, we can win.
I can see both perspectives. I look at the AFC conference. Who are you jumping over to get in the tournament? Like maybe Denver, maybe the
Broncos. They're thinking, why we can't win our division? That's what they thinking. Every year they beat Baltimore.
They beat Baltimore. That's true, but they don't win more games than Baltimore.
Yeah, they beat Cincinnati. Usually in Cleveland, they beat Cincinnati, and so they thinking, why we can't win the division? Why we can't? Steelers ain't, they not good.
They're not on that for real. They don't know who their quarterback is.
Exactly. So they not looking at it from the perspective that we are, like, oh, y'all ass, you ain't got no chance of winning your division, and you're probably the 9th, 10th best team in the conference. They're not looking at it like that. They thinking, we can win our division, and worst case, like you said, worst case scenario, we'll find a way in over Denver or one of these other wild card teams,
Chargers or something.
right? And we'll make some noise. So they're not looking at it from the perspective we are. They thinking, why not us?
Yeah, we thought the same thing until we ran to the pigeons. I won't talk about that. And what? Sure. Okay. Sure, buddy. That's hilarious. J Moo. Oh, I ain't seen you in a while. What's up, my boy? Yo, what it do, man? What's going on? I can see what you're saying about the Browns. They can win right away because they have talent. They do have talent. Also, I'm thinking like, hey, this Deshaun Watson thing is a little rough. It's rough on your. Another thing you got to bring with the whole Myles Garrett thing before we move on to the next topic is they trade him, they lose $15 million of cap room.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
You really want to move him? Like, everyone's like, oh, this team could get Myles Garrett. Do the Browns even want to move him? You gotta think about that.
Yep, and that's another factor that people aren't talking about is the ramifications on their cap. They already strapped for cash. They already over there having Deshaun Watson restructure his deal to try to free up some cap space. So what they look like taking a $15 million cap hit to move on from a guy that they don't even want to trade in the first place. Like that don't even make any sense for them. So again, you got to look at it from all aspects. All aspects.
Unless the two ones is in the top 10 in the draft, and Myles Garrett say, hey, I'm not going to a bum team. I'm not going to a trash outfit.
Facts. Like that's another thing you got to consider. What if I want out of Cleveland because we stink? Why would I want to go to another team that's garbage?
Stinks.
Right. That makes no sense.
Why would I want to go to O Block and go hang out with them fools in Chicago? No. Yeah. They suck. I want to go to I hate to say this. Philadelphia or Washington. Now we're just new hot destination. I want to go to Kansas City with my homeboy. I want to go to.
They're not trading him to an AFC team, so you can cancel Christmas.
I'll just give an example. Yeah, you're right. And they would never change. And that would be disgusting. Yeah, just asking, just asking for BTA at that point. Oh, but Bob another guy that might be getting dealt very, very, very shortly in Cooper Kupp. As you like to say, a glass of Cooper Kupp. What are your thoughts on the Rams wanting to move Kupp? And would you take him here?
You could see the writing on the wall. He was actually rumored to have been on the trade block before they won that Thursday night game versus the Vikings.
I remember that too.
Once they won that game, they felt like they could make a run, and they did. So they held on to him. And I'm not shocked because as you watched the games that season, you could see they were phasing him out of that offense. He was not a huge part of what they were doing. That offense was centered around Puka Nacua. And so I could see the writing on the wall for Cooper Kupp and that his time was running out in LA. As far as would I be interested? Not really. Like I'm not moved by Cooper Kupp. What a lot of people don't realize is I don't think his game is going to age well. He's dealt with some injuries here recently, and then he's only had 2,000-yard seasons in his career. Like a lot of people don't realize he had that 2021 season, which was crazy, triple crown, lit it up. But I think in 8 seasons, he's only had 2,000-yard seasons, and so he hasn't been this dynamic receiver. He's reliable. If you throw him the ball, he's a guy that can and will catch it. But I thought he was in a really good system for his skill set. You take him out of that system where he's not running around in motion and all of that stuff. Is he going to be able to get open consistently? I'm not sure. I think he has some good football left in him, but I don't know if he's what we are looking for necessarily. And you have to give up. I don't even want to give up anything for him. Like it's not going to take a lot to get him. 6th, 7th round pick probably get you Cooper Kupp. But it's not what I didn't look at, and I don't know this, and you probably can tell me. What's his cap hit? Because I'm assuming he's probably making.
It's 19 this year, and it's 25 in 2026.
So how do you feel about getting a 32-year-old, $20 million receiver who hasn't really produced at a high level in 3 years?
I'm good.
I'm a pass on that personally.
I'm cool off Cooper. The Chris Godwin in free agency, the T Higgins in free agency. On the lower end, there's a Darius Slayton. I can pick up one of those guys, not to draft capital. And there's a Keenan Allen out there that's the same age as you. I want to trade draft picks for. So I will. Thanks, Cooper, but no thanks.
Right. I agree with that.
You can keep the glass on the table.
Yeah, I agree.
Be nice and cold. I don't want the cold Cooper cup. I'm good. No glass of cold Cooper over here. I think that's cool. Speaking of free agency, I guess we can talk about real quick. A lot of people want T Higgins. I know. I get it. Everyone wants T Higgins. I get it. But there's a guy in New York that I think might not be a Jet for too much longer. And I'm going to review about this for my own self, so I won't give my opinions on this too much. Would you rather sign T Higgins in free agency, just straight up just sign T Higgins, or trade for Garrett Wilson?
Sign T Higgins. It's gonna, again, I don't think you're gonna have to give up a ton for Garrett Wilson, but you're gonna have to give up some quality draft capital for him. So probably a second round pick, right? At a bare minimum, a second. You're probably gonna be something along the lines of a second and a fourth, or a second and a fifth, or something like that. You're swapping fifths or something like that.
Fifths and fourths and crap like that.
But you're going to have to give up something in day two, whether it's a second or a third. You're giving up a day two pick. And I'm just not a fan of that. You know what I mean? I would prefer to keep my day two picks. T. Higgins is a hell of a receiver. And I think you're more likely to find a guy with a skill set like a Chris Godwin. I was about to say Chris Godwin. Garrett Wilson in the draft from the standpoint of a yards after catch, a guy that can make people miss, because we need one of those, right? We need a guy that you just get it in his hands and he can make a play. You can find one of those. I like to believe in the fifth, the third, the fourth, the fifth round. T. Higgins, guys with size that have strong hands that, can high point the football, that's been in those situations before. They're hard to come by. And so
I don't disagree with that.
I think T. Higgins is a guy that gives us something that we don't have, a size at receiver, haven't had. Noah Brown was the closest thing we had to it. So I just think T. Higgins gives you what you need in a number two, and great red zone target, just brings a lot to the table, man. Gives you that other guy opposite of Terry. And while Garrett Wilson would be awesome, and his ability to catch it, make something happen after the catch, his speed, all that stuff is great. Give me the size, man. Give me the guy that Jaden can just throw it up to in a 50-50 situation and he can go get it. Give me the guy on 3rd and 8, that can make a play with strong hands, box a guy out, give Jaden a big inviting target. Give me that guy. I think that's what I'm looking for right now.
I can see that. I can respect that. I'm cool either one. Like you said with Garrett, like he's a catch and go guy. He can catch it and get yards at the catch and make people miss in space and all that. T. Higgins is cool, a little bit more, box him out. He can get some yards at the catch every now and then, but that's not his forte.
Right.
My thing that I would lean toward Garrett Wilson just a little bit is I think it'll cost less. Like if you got to give him an extension, I don't think it'll be as much as you paying T. Higgins in free agency. I think T. Higgins is going to demand top dollar. I believe that. I know there's a rumor that he was like he might take less to stay in Cincinnati. That could be true, but he's going to open market. He's going to want top dollar, and I think he'll get paid more than Terry's getting paid right now. And I don't want to pay my number 2 receiver more than my number 1 receiver. Respectful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also looking at Garrett Wilson on the rookie deal. He's still on a rookie contract for 2 more years. You got this year, 5th-year option. Then you can extend him. I think that's a little cheaper on the salary cap than paying him T. Higgins. Also, I know T. Higgins don't cost any draft capital. So there's pros and cons of both of them. And I like both receivers. I wouldn't mind either one. I do love me some Garrett Wilson, though. One pick away. Darn Jets.
The Garrett Wilson thing, too, is interesting because what you really want is you want money coming off the books by the time you have to pay Jaden. And you got to pay Jaden possibly in 2 years, but more likely than not in 3. And if you sign T. Higgins to a deal this offseason, that money's probably coming off the books right when you got to pay Jaden. Whereas if you trade for Garrett Wilson, you're probably, if he is what you think he is and you want to re-sign him or you want to extend him, he'll be right in the heart of his contract at that time. So not that that's a deal breaker necessarily, because they're going to be guys, but if you look at what they've done, everybody's money is coming off the books right when they got to pay Jaden. You see, they signed Frankie to a 3-year deal. They signed Tyler Biadasz to a 3-year deal. Dorrance Armstrong to a 3-year deal. Nobody got a 4-year deal. Nobody got a 5-year deal. Everybody got 3-year deals, because that after that 3rd season, if Jaden is what we think he is, which we see he is, they're going to probably try and get that deal done after year 3. That money comes off the books. And so if you sign T. Higgins this year, you'll have those first 2 years. That 3rd year probably will be significant money still, but there could also be an exit ramp, or it could be a way for them. But again, the likelihood is you're going to be paying some people, and you don't want to be paying a whole bunch of people. I think they're going to be willing to pay, the receiver. So if it's Garrett Wilson, if it's T. Higgins, it's probably not going to be a big deal from a financial standpoint, but it'll be right in the heart. If it's Garrett Wilson, it'll be literally, his deal will literally be kicking in right in the heart of when Jaden is looking to get paid. And I don't know if that's what they want to do.
I respect that.
But yeah, you're not wrong about the next 2 years, right? So that's also something to take into consideration.
Yeah. So, and I just think with that, like, we did get a Garrett Wilson. I think it just even opens your Super Bowl window even more, because you had a guy just almost as good as T. Higgins on less money for 2 years before you had to extend him. And I think he could be Terry McLaurin's heir apparent. We don't know how long Terry McLaurin has in this league. We just don't know. He's 29 going on 30. We don't know.
I just think his game is going to age well, because
I think he's going to age well too.
He's fast. The speed is usually the last thing to go, and then he's a contested catch guy. So even if he's got a receiver, DB draped all over him, he can still make the play, because that's what he does. So I just think that there's a lot of football left. And Terry's if this makes sense, he's a young 29, because there's not a lot of tread off those tires, you know what I mean, so to speak, because he was like a late bloomer in college. And so he wasn't getting 80, 110 targets in college. He was like a 4th option in Ohio State.
Yeah, because it was like Johnny Dixon, Paris Campbell, KJ Hill, and then Terry McLaurin. So he wasn't getting as many targets in college as a normal guy that got drafted in the top 100 in the draft would have gotten. So you got a point. And also, like I said, he ain't been in the league but 6 years. Is it year 7 for him now?
Yeah, that's right.
Most 29-year-olds be in the league like 8, 9 years, 10 years almost. So yeah, he's a young 29. So he probably will age pretty well. Definitely agree with that. Terry's getting extended to number 2 and getting more than a number 1. But temporarily, that guy will get more money than Terry until the extension were to come to pass. So keep that in mind. Where JP's him, I just want to keep it going. JD5 and the Salmon still in the draft. Jeez. No, for real. I think AP won't keep hitting on the picks regardless of what picks he has. He just knows how to pick players. I don't care how much it costs. I go out to Myles Garrett. A lot of people say that, so you got to give 3 1s for a pass rusher.
Yeah, it ain't gonna cost that much, but yeah, like that's the thing is, like, with a dude like that, you like, man, just I'll do whatever I got to do to get him because it just changes everything.
Yeah.
It changes everything.
So speaking of defensive linemen, Juan Gotti had a very interesting video. Let me disclose this too. Shout out to Josh Taylor. He just tweeted this on Twitter. Washington fans need to stop putting Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, and trade package from Myles Garrett. The Browns cannot afford to take it even when their contracts. And Washington want to trade even one of them anyway. Exactly. Like, please stop putting John Allen and Deron.
But you know that's what our fans do. They used to do it with Landon Collins. Anytime it's a player that they don't want anymore, they try to put them in every single trade. They've been doing that to Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne since their extensions. Like,
yeah,
even before that, when they didn't think they were going to be able to sign all, because we had Montez Sweat, Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, and we didn't think we could sign all of them back. They were trying to get rid of one of the defensive tackles the entire time. So they was throwing one of them in every trade. They doing the same thing now.
Yeah, nah, for real. So speaking of them two, one guy had a video the other day that quote said that he thinks that these guys are finessing the Commanders because they're not producing at the level they should, given their salary. Do you think they're finessing the Washington Commanders? And with Johnny Newton kind of look a little iffy, wasn't the guy that we wanted him to be year one. Would you move any of these two? Would you move one of those two guys?
Nah. I mean, I'm not concerned about what they're getting paid. Like, at the end of the day, you could do a lot worse than those guys.
I feel.
And what we've seen from this defense, and even going back in time when Dan Quinn was in Dallas, is they don't stop the run. Right? That was one of the issues in Dallas. And until I see it here, I'm going to say that this might be a DQ, scheme issue, because if you look at how they changed the scheme from when they first got here to about week 4, because we couldn't stop the run at all. We were getting gashed. They were one gap penetrating at the beginning. We were shooting into the backfield, and teams were inviting us up the field, and then they would either pin us, push us up the field, or we would run ourselves out of the play, out of our gap, and they would just exploit it. After getting gashed the first 3 weeks on the ground, they kind of switched it up. Matter of fact, the first 4 weeks, because we got gashed on the ground by Cardinals too. James Conner went over 100 on us. So it wasn't until week 5 when they made the adjustment, start two gapping. So your defensive lineman not gonna make a lot of plays when you're two gapping. The biggest issue is they're not getting pressure either. They're not winning one-on-ones. They're not getting to the quarterback consistently.
That's my problem with them. That's my problem with them.
And I think that's the thing that's frustrating a lot of people, is they're not showing the ability to get to the quarterback consistently. And that makes people upset for the money that they're being paid. But you've already, it's done. What's done is done. Like, Jonathan Allen got 1 year left. Deron got 2 years left. Like, it is what it is at this point. Just ride it out. Again, their money is already accounted for. It's not killing us. Like, I get it that you want more production out of them, but I mean, it is what it is at this point. Like, they're not going to turn into something that they're not. Like, we got Deron Payne, I will say, like, he had been okay. His contract year came and he balled out. Like, he really went
crazy,
and he blacked out and got to the bag, and then he went back to being the Deron Payne that we saw before. So.
My man did his in the go home. My man just turned 8 and started destroying everything. And so, all right, I'm glad to be a kid again.
Yeah. He Albert Hainsworth ass.
No, for real. Not to that extent, but
not to the point where he was here. I'm talking about Albert Hainsworth did the same thing in his contract year, right?
With the
in
Titans,
Tennessee. Yeah. He balled out that last year. got the contract from us, and they ain't do shit. Now, he's not that bad. He's not Albert Hainsworth. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he balled out in his contract year.
You
Like
didn't say that the Albert did, but whether
to get the contract. Right. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Not
Yeah,
like
to get the contract.
yeah.
So Albert
He
just,
still plays hard. He still gives us stuff. Like Hainsworth ain't do shit when he got here. So it's a difference, a big difference.
I'm gonna say in 2023, Deron was still having his normal Deron year. 3.5, 4 sacks, 14 TFLs. My problem with Deron was the no TFLs this year. I don't know what the hell happened with that.
Well, that's a byproduct of two gapping. That's what I'm saying. Like
I thought the two got it last year though, weren't they?
they were, but they weren't. Like they gave them the ability to get up the field. Remember, they used to always say
Early in the year they were doing that, but they were two gapping later on in the season.
they would always tell them, "You stop the run on the way to the quarterback." Remember, that was the saying that they had. You stop the run on the way to the quarterback. So they were allowed to get up the field and be a little bit more aggressive than what they're being asked to do now. So, yeah, you see it a little bit, but early in the season, he was getting frisky. He was in the backfield almost, I'd say about 30-40% of the time, and he just wasn't making any plays because they were one gap and they would letting him get up the field and they would just run right into the gap he was supposed to be at. So they had to stop doing that. So I don't know. Maybe you get some more talent around those guys and maybe they're allowed to make a little bit more plays. But right now, it just ain't happening. And for Johnny, I'm gonna be patient.
You know, I think Johnny will be fine. I'm not worried about that because he has some flash to get to the quarterback. I think with Johnny thing, I'm worried about he's so undersized that it's hard for him in the run game.
Mm-hmm.
But in the pass rushing game, he's shown flashes, so I'm not concerned.
Yeah,
he's so undersized in the run game that does kind of concern me a little bit. He get a little bullied sometimes.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
Best seasons came with Tibbs and Chase is a big reason. I think Miles going to step back to these seasons. Honestly, I think Deron just gypped us. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't think we'll never see that 2022 Deron ever again.
Hey, I don't think that dude coming back either.
That dude long gone. But I can see something that's better than what he's been doing. I can see him be a 5.5 sack, 6 sack guy.
And we'll take that. You know, we'll take that. Like, what do you have? Like a sack and a half, 2 sacks this year?
Trash. Yeah, 2 sacks. 2 sacks.
Yeah, like that's the thing is like he wasn't even close to the guy we saw in 2022 or even last year for that matter. Like you said, last year he wouldn't. We felt good about what he did last year.
Yeah,
at least I did 2023 rather.
14 TFLs and 4 sacks. I was cool with that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at Luther Bird in the third. He's a Terry McLaurin clone at 29. Luther's a complete dog. I like Luther Bird in the third. And I know he had a conflict with Janky Rondo. And basically he wanted to be a commander. And I thought that was very interesting. Have you watched Luther Bird tape yet?
I have not watched anybody's tape yet, but I know he's a smaller, shifty guy.
Yeah,
like he's one of them 5'10", 5'11" dudes, ball in his hand, can make things happen. Like sort of like I was talking about with Garrett Wilson, like one of them type of receivers, right? But the what I've heard is he shouldn't be there at 29. He should be gone by then. But that's again,
he will be gone before then. I think he will be.
So I haven't looked at the draft to be able to say.
Well, that's how I checked his projection, like top 20. So it was like anything between 12 to 20 will get picked.
Yeah.
The lowest I seems like 22. Oh yeah, he'll be long gone.
Yeah, I feel like he should be gone by the time we get on the board.
Dude got too much shiftiness, too much speed to him. He'll be long gone. People look for a receiver like that all the time. Just the ends. Once we set the ends, the running back will let it come back inside. We go see the difference. Guy got set the edge better in the run game. I gotta put that a little bit on the ends too. They gotta be better set the edge in the run game. Cleveland Farrell did not do a great job at that this year. Doing so wrong. He looked solid doing. But I don't know what happened with Clee. Clee looked all right early in the season. I don't know what happened. Give us Myles Garrett. They can take Abdul Carr at 2 to replace him in Cleveland. LOL. Would they do that? Trade him away, take Abdul Carter?
They need a quarterback, man.
They need a
They're
quarterback.
not taking an edge rusher. That's why they at 2. They got a chance to get a quarterback. They gonna take a quarterback.
They got to replace. They got to replace Diddy Watson, man. Diddy Watson got to go.
Facts.
Hey, my man's out here double tears Achilles out here throwing Diddy parties. He can't be the quarterback. Brody gotta go. Brody must be baddest to unemployment. I don't know
He
what
about
the
done.
hell.
Yeah, he about done.
Bro,
He got some company now, though.
that's what company though. Take this $20 pick and get out of here, bro. Number first. I'm not touching Kyron Lacey with a 25-foot pole. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Would you touch Kyron Lacey with a 25-foot pole?
That's the LSU receiver, right?
Yeah, that's Mr. Crash Dummy.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta vet him, but that's not the kind of player they looking for here.
Yeah, no.
But Jaden would be able to vouch for him too.
That's true. That's true.
If they were thinking about drafting him, they would go to Jaden and they would ask him about him, like, tell us about this kid. Do you think he would fit in this locker room? Yada yada yada. So, they got the best person, like, from a player standpoint to talk to, and I don't think Jaden would lie to him. You know what I mean? And I know he real close with Kyron Lacey too. So.
That's his homie. He close to all them boys though. He close with Malik and Brian Thomas Jr. and Kyron Lacey.
Yeah, all them boys.
If he does win this case, I wouldn't mind personally. I would just troll him, but at the same token, like I call Kyron Lacey NCAA young boy because he just got crashing out doing foolishness. We already got enough crash outs on the team with Frankie Louvu, so he's on the field crash out. That's different. At least he crashed out on the field. Brody out here like, just doing anything.
Yeah, there's different levels to it.
Not sure. What about Colson Loveland? I would love that 29. I don't think he'll be there.
Nah, he ain't gonna be there, man. He a beast. I've been watching him for a minute now.
He an animal. I love his game. I love his game too much. He an animal. I don't think he'll be there either. Like, I'll be shocked. He reminded me of Dalton Kincaid a lot too when he came out of Utah. I see a lot of Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah.
I see a lot of Dalton Kincaid.
I think he might be faster than him though.
He is.
We gonna see.
Just a tad bit.
Yeah.
A little tad bit fast on tape. Just a tad bit.
We'll see.
People hype it up. Tyler Warren's an animal. Of course he should be hyped up. He's an animal. Bro, do everything. Yeah.
He gonna go quick too.
He gonna be gone.
Yeah.
Y'all think 2 tight ends going in the first round? Yeah. Colson Loveland.
Yeah, we just told you the 2. We just told you the 2, yeah. Right.
Yeah, they going in the first round. How do you feel about our tight end room if you brought back Zach Ertz? Speaking of tight ends.
I don't think because you have so many pressing needs. I could see a scenario where you look to add another tight end outside of the 2 we already have on. Well, one, we only have one technically.
Yeah.
Under contract outside of Colson Yankoff. So theoretically speaking, you just have Ben Sinnott, and John Bates is a free agent, and so is Zach Ertz. If Bates isn't back, you got to replace him with a blocking tight end, somebody that can at least block. And then Ertz was so valuable, I just don't see them moving on from him. Would you like to see them draft a tight end and still bring Ertz back? Yeah. But are they going to have 2 young developmental tight ends on the roster? Or John Bates is so inexpensive to bring back Like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you just bring John
I
Bates back?
was so I had a weird theory,
Mhm.
and this is not weird to me because I think this would be perfect. I thought just making Ben Simmons a hybrid, like make him the next Kyle Juszczyk.
But I think that's how they see him already anyway.
Yeah, I think they see him like that anyway because like they haven't played him at tight end at all. So
Yeah,
like,
not really.
I
So you
think
saying he's not a part of the tight end room is what you're saying.
yeah, he'd be exclusively a fullback, and I would add someone to that tight end room. I'll
Yeah.
add an athletic tight end to that tight end room. And I'll bring my John Bates. Call it
Yeah.
that.
I mean, you could theoretically do that. I mean, it's it's a numbers game at that point because it's still, I mean, whatever way you slice it, is 4 tight ends or 3 tight ends and a fullback. It's still 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You call it whatever you want, or you could just keep him in the tight end room, bring John Bates back, add another tight end, and bring back Zach Ertz. It's still 4. Whatever the number is, still
Yeah, it's
4.
still before. It's still
Right.
before.
That's the thing. You do whatever you
You
want with
can't
it.
give it because I wouldn't been able to give it close to Yankoff. He's too good on special teams.
Yeah, they like him a lot. So that's why
I
I
do
said
too. I
it's
think
an
he's solid.
interesting room because Ertz was so good that I just don't see them not bringing him back.
He wants
And
to come back. So
and
why
yeah,
not?
he wants to come back, and he was so good this year. But I'm scared that if you bring him back and then he gets injured, like then what you got behind him?
That's when you bring the other tight end, another athletic tight
Yeah,
end into the room.
and I think
Out.
that's the thing that I'm a little concerned about is what do you do then? You
Yeah.
know,
I think that AP will have a backup plan. I don't think he'll
is
just go
is
in there.
Kyle Pitts available? Is he a free agent?
He's not a free agent. You have to trade for him.
Okay. I didn't know if the Falcons picked up his 5th-year option because he was the 2021 draft, right?
Yeah,
So
2021. Yep.
he had to be because that
Yeah,
was
fourth,
with
fourth,
Fields.
yep.
I thought they should have taken Fields, and they took him. So 21, 22, 23, 24. So they had to already make that decision. So they picked up his 5th-year
They
option.
actually had it last year.
They picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, so he got 1 more year. Okay, because I had seen somebody talking about Kyle Pitts, and I'm like, is he a free agent?
Nah,
I
yeah,
didn't think he was. Okay.
I don't think he's gonna take a lot of good Kyle Pitts. I think the Falcons have soured on him a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. I just, again,
A 5th rounder?
I'm
That's much of
Atlanta.
a flyer?
Yeah, I think it is a day 3 pick, but it might be like a 4th round.
Ugh, I don't want to do it. I'll pass.
Yeah,
Take this 5. Take this
yeah,
5. Take this 5. You ain't getting nothing. You ain't getting nothing from me.
yeah. I think it is a day 3 pick, but I think it might be a 4. But you could be right. I mean, that's the thing we always get wrong with trades is compensation. We always be a little bit
I
higher
think
on what we think it's going to take.
I think a 4 is fair. I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
I
I
wouldn't.
feel you on that. Like you got to draw the line.
A 4 is fair. 4 is fair. Right? He's a top 5 pick a 4 top 5 pick in the draft. He haven't lived to the billing, and I think that's scheme and also him. Even dropping passes and things of that nature. But also, I still don't think he ever fit the schemes they were in. They always had
Yeah.
these big, super run heavy schemes. He's not a tight end body. That's not. He's a
Right.
receiver playing tight end.
Right.
So
And
make him do that. Like,
he had that 1 year, his rookie season.
yeah, where they actually played him right. I know. Jared will say, "Oh yeah, you tripping? Don't trade a 4. A 4th round pick is a very valuable pick, man. And he's on his last year rookie deal. So it's not like you're doing it for a 1 year rental. So I could take this 5 and get my face.
Yeah.
I know someone said, well, who will we pick in the 1st and 2nd round of draft? I wouldn't know that because I gotta get some more prospects before I answer that question. But I would say what positions I would attack. If a tackle's available in round 1, I would attack that, and I would double back and attack a position like either edge or corner in round 2. That sound good to you?
I always tell people can't answer that question till after free agency because
Yeah, I'm about
you
to
could
say.
kind of set it up where okay, we need this, that, and then boom, they knock that out in free agency. So now your needs change. So
Facts.
free agency comes first. You see what they do there, and then
I can answer that better late March, early April. Yeah, I agree with that too. International, we trade for Miles Garrett and sign Khalil Mack to a 1-year deal. That's a lot. I don't think they would do all that.
Nah, they not gonna do all that.
Yeah,
Mac might be an option though.
I'll take
Another
Khalil
one,
Mack. I'll take
another 1
Khalil
year,
Mack.
yeah, 1 year deal. That might be something they
I'll
might
take
entertain.
Khalil Mack. Not too long ago, dude had 17 sacks. Not too long ago.
Them days is over with.
I think it's over
So
too.
I tell you what, he'll set a physical edge in the run game. That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
That's one
he'll
thing
get
he will
six,
do.
6.5 sacks and set the edge in the run game. I can see that.
Yeah, he'll do that.
That's solid production. I'll take
We'll
that.
have 2 Dorrance Armstrong.
I take. You better have Cleveland
you
Farrell and Dorrance
you
Armstrong.
realize that none of them big runs was on Dorrance side. They always ran to the left. They never ran to the right. If you think about all the big runs we gave up,
Because
they were all
Cleveland
to that
can't
left
set no
side.
edge, man. Clee can't set no edge, man. And they whoever's on that side is Clee, who insert defensive end. They could not set the edge. And I love Javonte John Baptiste, but he had the same problem too. Could not set the edge. They'll run right around him. Bye. You're like, where the running back go? He's like 25 yards over away because you just couldn't set the edge. So I don't tell you.
Yeah.
All right, the fullback idea, we need a better single back running game, too much shotgun. A lot of people hate this about Cliff's offense. Just let Cliff be Cliff, y'all. We gotta let Cliff be Cliff.
A lot of fans stuck in the 80s. Like that ain't the way. That ain't the way a lot of teams run their offense. It's some teams do it, but most teams don't. Most teams run out of the gun. Most teams run on 3rd and 1 they in the shotgun. That's how the NFL is now. It's a copycat league. Like I know it's not ideal for some, fans who remember the days of John Riggins and hell, even more recent, Darrell Young as a fullback or Mike Sellers as a fullback, and you run the ball, but them days is over with, man.
Them 2012, 2010, 09 days and 05 Clem Portis and fullbacks and all that, that's long gone. If your team not San Francisco 49ers, they don't have a fullback.
Baltimore or the Baltimore Ravens.
Or Baltimore Ravens with Richard, yeah. So
Yeah,
that's only 2 teams in the league that have fullback.
And I think Denver has one too. Sean Payton always like having a fullback.
Yeah. Sean Payton don't do like a fullback.
Yeah, so
I'm surprised him guys like his little Taysom Hill little clone yet.
I mean, if he can find one, he'll bring him in.
he love gets to Taysom Hill and all them weird formations and all that foolishness.
Yeah,
all that foolishness. Let's take a little rewind back to the season before we get up out of here. What was your favorite moment in the regular season that wasn't the Hail Mary?
And it was so many, bro. It's hard to pinpoint one. I think I'll give you 2, one early, one late.
All right, that's cool.
Cincinnati early, because that was the point where we realized we got something at quarterback. Like this is different. So that was the early season one, and then the late season one would be Philadelphia. It could have also been Atlanta because you clinched the playoffs and all of that good stuff. But it was the Philadelphia game for me because we overcame so much in that game. And again, it was another one of those late game, like legacy drive moments where he put us on his shoulders after. And the beauty of that one was we watched him overcome adversity in real time. Like he throws the pick, feels like the game's over. We don't get the 4th down stop because Benjamin St. Juste couldn't make the tackle. and they look like they're going to run the clock out, win the game. And then Devontae Smith drops the football. We get another shot, and he made them pay. And he was so cool, calm, and collected on that drive. And then his Jamison Crowder for the touchdown. And you just like, yo, is this real? 5 turnovers and we still won the game? Is this real? So yeah, those were the 2 regular season games. And there were so many more I could have chose. Like I said, the Atlanta game was so much fun to watch. And you knew once we won the toss, they were dead. You know what I mean? But those are the 2 that I would take.
I'm gonna give you a stretch early and a stretch late. I agree with the Cincinnati game, but what I liked about that more was they went to Arizona and beat the fire out the Cardinals.
Yep.
They put about the ass on them boys. They said, "Yeah, you know what? We're not gonna rest on our laurels. We want to destroy these boys. We want to dismantle them."
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, who? Jonathan Gannon, what? Arizona, who? Belt. 42-14, go of my life. Yep. And my second favorite stretch, you brought the first game up, was the Atlanta game. I'm sorry, this is a Falcons fan. This is converter. It's okay. Now, come on the good side. Falcons stink. Just come on. I'm playing. They don't stink. I'm out. They're a solid team. They're not us. They don't got a 5. I like Michael Penix though. He's not a 5.
I think he's gonna be good.
I think he'll be pretty good too. I don't think he's Jaden Daniels though. But
it's only one of those. Yeah.
I got 5 on it.
That's right. Singing tones.
Yes, sir. It's out of 5. But the fact that he threw that touchdown pass to Zach Ertz, and he struggled in that first half, they pulled him. I think because they didn't want to get hurt, honestly. I think
yeah. He had got a little nicked up, and
we're not going to get him hurt. We need him for the playoffs.
Facts.
If Marcus Mariota say, you know what? Let's have a little fun today. Oh, you know what? You thought you were gonna put your left hand up, Mr. Malik Hooker. Yeah, I'm gonna go $30 the other way. Nice knowing you. Yeah. Left hand up, who are we, baby? Let's go.
That was wild.
Terry McLaurin, breaking record in style.
Yeah.
Nice knowing you. That's what we doing. That's what we doing, Commanders. Oh, that's what we doing. I said, oh yeah, okay. These playoffs can be interesting now. I don't care the Cowboys 7-win team. You do that and you bring that kind of momentum to a playoff run. I thought we were going to do something. I'm like, we're going to at least beat Tampa. We're doing that.
And you know what? That win was a huge catalyst. Like that momentum propelled us to do what we did in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And Terry said it after that game, like we couldn't go in the playoffs with a loss. Like we had to win that game because it would have felt different. And we probably don't beat Tampa, but because we beat Dallas, that made it 4 in a row.
That was 5 in a row.
That was 5 in a row. That's right. We had beat Tennessee before the bye, so that made it 5 in a row. Like that was huge. So yeah, that was pretty big, man. In the moment for some people, it didn't seem like a big deal.
I knew that was huge.
It was a big game. It was a really big game.
Yeah, because like we have a Dallas Cowboys problem. I completely agree with that. We have a Dallas Cowboys problem. So that's number one. Why I thought the big game because we have a huge Dallas Cowboy problem. And number two, you didn't want to go into the playoffs with a loss.
Right.
You have all this momentum. You don't want to lose that momentum.
We would have been playing Philly too.
And we were playing the Eagles.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't have ended up that way because Chicago ended up beating Green Bay. So we still would have been
we still play Tampa.
Yeah, we still would have been a 6 seed, but we didn't know that at the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So and seeing the Philadelphia Eagles, huh? We knew how that went. Oh, we knew how that story ended, unfortunately, and they can't keep their name, can't keep our names out their mouth.
Oh man, they obsessed.
They got a whole Super Bowl and they can't keep name. What's up with your boy, man? What's with your boy LB, man?
I mean, yeah, they obsessed, man. Eagles fans they a weird bunch, man. They some weirdos. I mean, I ain't never seen anything like it.
Especially me being from Pennsylvania originally and being from that Lancaster, York area. Them Eagle fans are cool. They cuckoo, bro. They cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, they a different breed, man. Right.
They can't leave the ops alone. Bro, you already beat us. Leave us alone.
Yeah.
Focus on the Chiefs. Leave us alone.
Yeah.
Why are you worrying about us? We are. You said 1, 2, 3 Cancun. We in Cancun, bro. Let's enjoy our Cancun trip to ourselves, okay? All right. I'm in Orlando this weekend. I'm here on Eagle fan looking at me like, you got Commanders hat on for. Bro, why you bother me? I'm about to bother you.
Yeah.
Leave me be, bro. Gosh. I'm already in Cancun, bro. I'm enjoying my Cancun trip. Enjoy your Pro Bowl. Leave me alone. Alone. Go away. Skedaddle. Keep looking at me. Pigeon fans. I can't stand them ninjas, boy. Can't stand them.
Yeah.
They fan base worse than the Cowgirls. They worse than the Little Men. I can't stand these Pigeon fans, man.
They, without a question, public enemy number one, without question.
They top up. Can't stand them.
Facts.
But they Shayshawn Barkley and
Shayshawn Barkley. That's wild.
Yo, when bro said that on TV, bro.
Yeah, that's
I watched the broadcast that out Fox 5. Boy, Lou, I couldn't stop laughing.
That was wild.
I gotta go to sleep, bro.
This man was serious, and he kept saying it over and over again. I'm like, bro, who the hell is Shayshawn Barkley, bro? Like, somebody get Pops off the TV, man.
I get a bad spell check, bro. Oh my gosh. And then we gotta do like Jackie Rotto called AJ Brown Decepticon, say he from NASA, calling NASA on this man.
Yeah, he had him on the joint.
Yeah,
he showed us a little bit of love.
Yo, they funny as hell. Yeah, I don't got time for the Eagles and their foolishness next year. We gotta take care of business. I want to royally sweep them very badly if possible. A regular season split ain't gonna do it for me next year. That blood in the NFC Championship game pissed me off. So I want to sweep them badly. I want to just get the brooms, take Kim at the link, cut in the Northwest Stadium. I get to watch it in person. A quick little sweep of the Pigeons. Get them out of here.
Yeah, well, we gonna see.
Bro, stop saying this. If y'all don't stop saying this, it's gonna happen. I gotta stop saying it. Stop saying it. Stop saying it. Stop. Bro. They do have the ammunition to do it though. The Browns ain't trading. We're not talking about that. I'd rather him stay in Cleveland for that. The Eagles got Myles Garrett. I'm probably not watching football. I ain't gonna lie to you. They got Myles Garrett. I'm fucking watch football.
You gonna watch? You're just gonna be upset.
I'll be nauseated.
Yeah.
I want for every time I see a black and green jersey. Again, turn it off. Can't do it.
They would have to. I think they would have to restructure, which they would be able to do if they could make it happen, because they only got like 18 million, 18 and a half. His number is like 19 and a half or something like that.
Yeah.
So they would have to restructure, move some money around, which they would be able to do.
I think they restructure Hurts deal. They restructure a lot of deals anyway. Like I looked at Lane Johnson's contract the other day. They had like 7 void years on it. I'm like, what the hell is this? The Eagles be doing anything with these. It's like, bro, we're gonna push all this money 7 years down the line. That's how much we want to win. We want to win now and in the future. We want to win forever. Ever.
Well, that's why they always, people like, man, where they get all this money from? Because they get creative with the cap.
Yeah, they put like 3 void years on Jalen Hurts' deal. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like $10 million a year. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, spread it out.
That's dangerous though, taking that money down the can like that. But hey, that's why the Eagles are always in Super Bowl contention every year, I guess.
Yeah, as long as you can pull it off.
We're gonna find a way to get Myles Garrett. I think AP gonna find a way to get him here. The Browns have to want to play ball. the Browns might want to trade him. I don't think they're going to do it. Not anytime soon. Could happen draft night, though. You know, say, oh, that's your first round pick sound kind of nice. All right, Miles, time to trade you. We'll do it now. Here you go. There you go. You can go to your Super Bowl contender now. Have a good life. Have a wonderful life. I know. Anything else you want to wrap up real quick, bro? Before we wrap this thing on up, because I got to get up in 4.5 hours.
Yeah, I was about to hit you with the A. I got 5 in me, bro. Nah, man. I mean, you pretty much hit everything other than the name not changing, and
Let's talk about that real quick. Let's wrap that up real quick.
Yeah, we can end on that.
I will give a quick message for all of the Washington fans out here. It's a name. Get over it.
That's a losing battle you fighting, Thomas.
I'm sorry to tell you. I don't care what the name is. If you call the Washington Moes, the Washington Idiots, they winning ball games. I don't care. The Redskin name will always have a place in our heart no matter what. You know that, Lou. I know that. And you want to call them the Redskins, you can call them that. It's okay. But it's not coming back. Let it go. And for all you people on Twitter coming at me sideways about my statement, I don't care. You'll be okay. You can sleep at night. Okay. But yeah, don't be calling me same sexual and all this foolishness and I like guys and all this wild stuff, bro. Y'all be tweaking on that app, bro.
Yeah.
Go take a shot at Casamigos. Get your life together. Pray to the Lord and ask him to get your life together. And get out my comment section. That is all. Anything you want to say about this day that I changed it?
Nah, man. Like, it's I didn't think it was changing. And if it does, it won't be anytime soon. So this wasn't surprising. I'll just say this. I'm glad he did what he did. I'm glad he said what he said, because people were getting a false sense of hope. And what I don't want and I didn't want is people start sending me mock-ups and different names and what about this name and that name. Nah, dead that, so we could just focus on everything else. The uniforms, the football, free agency, draft, everything else except that. Stadium. Let's talk about everything except that. So I'm glad he put that to rest. I was happy he did that.
I'm gonna your boy Bob Griffin start talking on Twitter. I'm gonna need him to deactivate his X account for like a couple days.
I didn't see what he said, but
my man told me we should trade for Cooper Kupp. You gotta stop what he doing. All right,
I mean, everybody knows we need receiver help. So any name that pops up, they going, hey, Commanders should trade for this guy. But the truth of the matter is, we looking for something dynamic. We ain't just looking for a warm body. Not that Cooper Kupp is a warm body, but we looking for somebody way more dynamic than Cooper Kupp. That's for damn sure. So we trying to surround, Jaden with as much talent. And again, it's not going to cost a lot to get Cooper Kupp from a draft capital standpoint, but his cap number is pretty significant. It's pretty significant. Like, because I don't see him as a, like the kind of number 2 we looking for. He might be a 2 for the Chargers. He might be a great 2 for the Chargers.
Ooh, that'd be a good fit. He a perfect comment to laugh.
Yeah, that ain't what we looking for,
But that'd be a little conflicting though, because they both play a slot.
Yeah, I mean he could play outside too, but yeah, Cooper Kupp probably best suited for the slot.
I don't like my Cooper outside.
Yeah,
that's one that put him in the slot. Lad can play outside too though, so I think he's fine. Lad a dog. Though. I love Lad.
Yeah, Lad's really good.
I love Lad, bro. I love that boy game. I love watching him play ball. He's technical. He's fundamentally sound. He pretty much catches every daggone thing that comes to his hands. Love Lad. Shout out to Lad McConkey. Very underrated. love what he brings to the table. And like Santiago said, I love winning more than a name. A name is not going to change how I feel about this team. Just win. As Al Davis, the late Al Davis said, just win, baby. Just win.
Well said.
That's going to do it, man. Shout out to Louis T. Please go subscribe to Louis T Network. If you haven't done so, I know you have done so because you have subscribed to my channel. And I've not been on YouTube as long as this man has. So, please go subscribe. Appreciate all of y'all that's been subscribed to the channel. We did hit a new milestone. Finally have 4K subscribers. Shout out to all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all y'all for helping me get to 4,000. Road to 5K on the way. So hit that sub button, hit the like button, hit that share button. Let's get this family member. Let's get more family members in here. Get this family strong. And get subscribe to Lou. You hadn't done so, man. Lou's a pioneer on this Commanders thing. Probably without him, a lot of us won't be on here. Probably want to see a Rio, Rico, Ed, myself, a bunch of us, Pedro Smith, Juan Gotti. A lot of us would not be on the tube if it wasn't for Lou, man. So once again, Lou, always salute you, big bro. Thank you for all your work, man. You put a lot of work in, and we appreciate you, bro.
Man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, and I thank you for having me on, man. Look forward to chopping it up with you again, as always, Tones.
For sure. And also subscribe to Gotti and Tech. That is me and Juan Gotti's duo channel. We're gonna start doing some all-season content starting tomorrow. So hit that subscribe button on that. And subscribe to the Commanders Kings. Ed, Lou, Rico, and also Rio Robinson. They have their quadruple channel over there with the Commanders Kings. You know how the Kings do it, so go ahead and subscribe on Commanders Kings. They haven't done so. I'll put that.
We'll be live tomorrow night.
We live tomorrow night. There you go. They live tomorrow night. Rap about some Commanders football. So go hit that sub button. I love y'all. Y'all be easy on these streets. I get about 4.5 hours for a job I don't fight going to, but I'm glad I got one. Amen. Y'all be easy on these streets, man. We catch y'all next one, man. Peace.
All right.